I got the book dirty already. Didn't take long. Well, that means you're using it. That's a good thing. Looks like. I don't need my glasses. Leave them on. On, off, whatever. Whoop, it's a little hot. Hey there, it's Martin Salama, the architect of the Warriors Life Code. Live incredibly full every day. I'm back in the kitchen again, and today I'm going to make rice stuffed peppers. Now, I could also make this with meat, but I got a request from someone to make something vegetarian with no meat, no cheese, so I'm making rice stuffed peppers. And it actually comes from this cookbook that I just got as a gift recently on my birthday from Sarita's Kids. So it's called Good Food, inspired by my Middle Eastern roots and the places I've called home. Her name is Sina Mizrahi. I'll put a link for Amazon in the bottom for it. We're going to go through this and cook it up, and it'll be real nice. So we'll get going on it. But today I want to talk about something very interesting that happened to me over this past weekend. I went to a mastermind, and because I'm Orthodox Jewish, I don't do things on Saturday. The mastermind started on Thursday and went till Sunday. And on Saturday, the one who runs the mastermind, his name is Dr. Obam Bowen, he's one of my mentors, understands that I can't do things on Saturday. Because of my religion, it's my Sabbath. So I don't do things on Saturday. So I got to speak at his mastermind on Friday, before sunset. Had a great time, met some great people. But there were people there who didn't understand the rules, and they were interested to learn from me. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit, and a song that came to mind the last few days as I thought about this. But let's get started anyway. So like I said, I'm going to make this stuffed cabbage, and I've made some of the things in advance. I made the sauce that goes on top of it. I've also made the rice stuffing, which has a bunch of stuff in it. I'm going to tell you what it has in it. The stuffing has a cup of rice, jasmine or basmati. I use jasmine rice. A small zucchini, a small carrot, 1 tomato, 1 small onion, a half a cup of parsley, a quarter cup of dill, a tablespoon of olive oil, tablespoon of paprika. It's that hot paprika I didn't have, so I didn't use it. A teaspoon of sea salt, a half a teaspoon of black peppers, and 6 small to medium bell peppers. So they were on sale by buying a bunch of them, so I bought 6 different, 3 of yellow, 2 yellow, 2 orange, 2 red. And it was interesting because on all these vegetables she wrote grated. And then right on the bottom she wrote tip, chop vegetables in the food processor to speed up the prep. So that's what I did. I chopped them all up in the food processor. And it also says to place the rice in a bowl with boiling hot water for 20 minutes. It's basically parboiling, just in case you want to know. But this is what the mixture looks like that I'm going to put inside the stuffing. And then this is the sauce that's going to go on top of it after I'm done. It's basically, the sauce has 1 can of crushed tomatoes, a heaping tablespoon of tomato paste, paprika again, hot paprika, which I didn't have, salt, pepper, and a cup of boiling water, I guess, to break it down and all that. So that's also prepared. So now I'm going to take the peppers and core them. I'm going to cut off the tops. Okay, you see there's a core inside. So we're going to take all that stuff out. And also I'm going to try to get out some of this white stuff. This doesn't really need to be there. Doesn't matter if it's there or not. And then I'm going to do that with all of these peppers. In the meantime, let me tell you, so it was very interesting, the people that were there. There happened to have been a bishop from South Carolina who was very, very well versed in the scriptures, all the scriptures, and we had a lot of conversations about that, and specifically about the Old Testament, which I call the Bible or the Torah, and it was really great. But some of the people, they were so interested to learn about, the Jewish religion and the Sabbath. So they go, I don't understand. You mean you don't use any electronics on Saturday, and you don't do anything? I said, no, I really don't. Now, to be honest, there are a couple of little things I do, but nothing that I'm going to talk about here, because it's in the privacy of my house. And I'm going to laugh about that, I know. But yeah, So I go to synagogue in the morning on Saturday morning. I actually go to a class as well. Always a great class that I go to. And then we come home and we have lunch and we hang out. And it's Friday night. I make Friday night dinner, which you've seen me do before. This is not for Friday night. And then we hang out, we play games and stuff like that. And we really, what's great about it is, it's a fantastic time for us to reconnect with the family. Because, the kids are not using their electronics, they're not using their phones, they're not using anything. So we have basically their undivided attention. So they found it very interesting, and I found what they were talking about very interesting as well. It made me think of a song from when I was a teenager. It's by Depeche Mode, for all those new wavers out there. It's called People Are People. And it says, people are people, why should it be that you and I, that you hate me so much, basically. We're so different, but we're so much the same. And that's really what I found out about them this weekend and what they found out about me. After I spoke and I told my story and I told them about all the things that I go through in my own life, I've gone through in my life, and where I was and where I am now, and how religion played a part in it, in many parts of it. The bishop and I were talking, and he was saying, I don't remember who said to who, it would be interesting for me to come down to South Carolina, to their parish, to their church, and speak on my subject and all that. And we were like, yeah, why not? And that's the beauty. There's so much going on around. And lately, there's so much anti-Semitism going on. And it's very disturbing. And really what anti-Semitism is, it's just another form of racism. If you're anti-Semite, you're Islamophobic, you're anti-Asian, you're anti-black, some people say, no, I'm not. If you're one, you're all. So really what this is doing, what we're doing here is bridging the gaps between the people who are doing these things and, who don't know any better or anything else. And we're getting to get to know each other. And the more you get to learn about somebody, you realize as much as you think you're different, you're really the same. And you might have similar, different, deep core religious values that you do, but your values, I've always found good values, whether they're good Jewish values, good Christian values, good Islamic values, are good values. And it doesn't matter what religion that you practice. If you practice good values in your life, they're going to come back and you're going to feel good about it. And, so that's the same thing here. So now let's get back to this. Now that I've cored all the different peppers, and like I said, I bought a bunch of different colored ones because why not? Makes it a little fun, especially because they were better priced. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the mixture, and it says to arrange the bell peppers in a baking dish. Arrange them in a baking dish. See? And stuff with rice mixture until, I think it says 3/4 full. I need my glasses. Until about 3/4 full. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to take each one of these guys and fill them with the mixture. Try to keep out some of the extra juices that are there. Okay, that looks about right. And we'll fill each one of these with the rice mixture. So the parboiling makes it so that when you cook it, parboiling of the rice, makes it so that when you're cooking it, it's already on its way to being cooked. So that's what parboil means. It's like you're partially boiling. And I think that's what it means exactly. Somebody will definitely correct me on Facebook or on Instagram or here on, what do you call it? Losing my words again. On YouTube and tell me, no, that's not what parboiling is. But I think that's what it is, partial boiling. But anyway, that's the idea of it, is that you're giving them a little bit so that when they cook now in the oven, they're already partially cooked and they don't come out all hard. And you don't want them too soft because then they'll get too mushy. And that's not good either. So as we're filling these up, okay, I have a little extra here, but it said don't fill more than 3/4, of course, because they're going to rise up a little bit, especially from the rice. So put a little bit more into this one. And a little bit more into this one. So, like I said, it got me thinking about that song I gotta say, I still go back to the 80s and watch and listen, not watch, listen to. I subscribe to Sirius XM, so I listen to First Wave, and everybody makes fun of me. Oh, First Wave, it's 40 years old. I like it. That's the music I grew up in. Anyway, so I wore the gloves again because I knew that I was going to get stuff all over me, all over my hands. So what I'm going to do now is the next step is, oh, I got the book dirty already. Didn't take long. Well, that means you're using it. That's a good thing. We got my glasses out. Arrange bell peppers in a baking dish. Stuff. Wrap. After you do that, pour the sauce over the mixture, over the peppers. Wrap baking dish with foil. Bake for 45 to 60 minutes. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it like this. I'll pick it up and show you afterwards. But what I'm basically doing is pouring the sauce over the peppers. And there's a lot more. So I'll probably pour it all along the bottom now. Yep, come on. So when I was ready to make something else, and so we said, nah, I'm not in the mood for that. Let's look in the new cookbook and find something that looks interesting. I was like, okay. So this is the first time I'm making it. We'll see how it comes out. So now I'll pick it up and show you what it looks like. I don't need my glasses. Leave them on, off, whatever. So here's what it looks like now. Really nice looking. Really, really nice looking. And what I'm going to do now is go off camera a minute. Now, you know, I've done that before because I'm not everything fully prepared. Okay. And what I'm going to do is wrap it in the tin foil. So it's nice and tight. Ready to go. So the biggest lesson I learned this weekend was, as much as I think I know about everything else, there's so much more to learn. And I'm looking forward to when Pastor Bishop Stephen Williams, his name is Stephen Williams, he's in South Carolina, invites me to come and speak at their church. It's going to be a great experience. I was telling somebody about it the other day, a friend of mine, she said, let me know, I want to come down and watch you. So that's exciting. I'm going to come back after I cook this, show you what it looks like, give you the last minute idea of what it looks like, and maybe give you a couple of more points about people are people. Why should it be that you and I should get along so awfully? That's the beginning of the Depeche Mode song. So we're different people and we're different creeds. And stuff like that. If I sang it, you'd know it, but then you'd say, don't sing! So I'm going to cook this up now, and I'll come back. And I'll show you what the end product looks like, and we'll go from there. So see you in a little bit. Welcome back, warriors. I'm back as I'm finishing up making the rice stuffed peppers. I want to show you what it looks like. Just take a couple of minutes here to show you what it looks like and talk a little bit more about what we were talking about before. So I let it cook for about an hour in the oven. And Sweetie just let me know she's going to be a little later, which is fine. It's all good. It works out. I have a Zoom that I'm going to go on in a little bit, but just, whoop, it's a little hot. So what I did was, because I was afraid that it might start to leak, I put it on a tray, on a baking tray, and there it is, all done. Woohoo! Looks great. I'll take better pictures later so that I can put it on for the recipe. I'll write up the recipe and all that and send you the link to Sina Mizrahi's book. But before I go, let's just talk about this again. So what happened is that I was there a weekend where I was with diversified people, and they were all interested in hearing about my religion, about how I practice my Judaism and how I practice the Sabbath. And they were like, wow, you mean you just sit around and hang around and you have no distractions? I'm like, that's right. We walk around sometimes. In the summertime, we go to the beach, we go to some pools and stuff like that. But in general, we just basically hang out and spend time together, family time, and it's really, really great. But the other point is that, and I'm not talking about these people this weekend because they were fantastic, but you'll meet people along the way who make a preconceived notion, a preconceived judgment about people because they don't know anything about them. That goes back to the People Are People song. You know, if we're different colors, we're different creeds, and we don't know anything about each other. So you just hate me just because you think you should. No, You got to learn about the other people. You never know what you're going to find out about them. It's really a great thing to when you meet somebody new, ask them questions. Tell them, I'm interested in hearing about you. I want to learn more about your religion so that I can understand you and you could understand me, and say, look, can I tell you about my religion? I'm very easy to talk about Judaism because I love it. I love my religion. I love embracing everything that God has given us and has afforded us in our lives. And I really believe that everybody should feel that way. It even was before my life thoughts and all that. I always had a strong faith in God. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed watching me make the rice stuffed peppers. Let me know what you think you want me to make. Especially if you know me, you might know something that I like, that you want me to make. And don't forget to subscribe to the videos, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click on Connect with Martin to find out more about me. There's freebies there. And I just put on there my pre-launch for my book. My book is coming out soon. Maybe by the time you watch this, the book will be ready. Just click on Connect with Martin. And again, don't forget, I have the Warrior to Warrior card deck, which is something I'm very, very proud of. People are telling me they love them and that's really helpful. So enjoy life. Have a great day. Have a great life. Just keep on living your life and live incredibly full every day. Hi guys, I just wanted to give you a quick update. So the peppers were delicious. Everything was great except two things. Number one, the rice needed to be parboiled longer, and the whole thing should be cooked longer. I'll put it in the notes. This is the first time I made this, so a couple of little changes there, just so you know. So the rice was just a little hard, and the peppers needed to be a little softer, cooked a little more in. So just some quick little thing there. Have a great day.